Okay, now let's talk about hypothesis testing. In psychology research, we test hypotheses. Okay, a hypothesis is comparing the difference of a dependent variable (dv) between experimental and the control group. Okay, so for example, there's a research question: is women's eating influenced by men? More specifically, is women's eating influenced by what kind of men she's eating with? Right? There are some similar studies, but in this particular study, female participants are invited to eat with male students of good versus not good qualities, right? And then there's a bowl of M&M chocolates in front of her. What they do is that they measure the participants' eating amount. So in this case, what is the IV? What is the DV? I want you to pause the video, think about it, maybe write on a piece of paper, and then come back. Alright, so now if you say the IV is the different qualities of men, good versus bad, then you're correct. Okay. And what is the DV? It's the participants' eating amount of chocolate. Okay. Hopefully you got it right. Now, how about a hypothesis? Now, research hypothesis, as we mentioned here, we're comparing the difference of a DV between experimental and control. Alright, so let me show you. The research hypothesis is usually that's the way you say it, okay? Female participants with a desirable male student will eat less than those with an undesirable male student. And by the way, why is that? Because of the stereotype, right? We women don't want to make a bad impression in front of desirable male student. Oh, she's eating too much, which is nonsense. But anyway, now take a look at this hypothesis. You will see we mentioned a measurable DV, eating amount, right? And then we mentioned the participant in the experimental and control group. So female participants with a desirable male versus undesirable male, right? That is how you do the research hypothesis, okay, how you write it. Now we need to mention something called null hypothesis. Okay, null means none, zero, nada, right? So when we do research, we always have a null hypothesis to test against research hypothesis. Now in this case, what is the null hypothesis? This is how you write, okay? Female participants with a desirable male students will eat the same amount with those with an undesirable male student. In other words, you need to mention there is no difference in the DV. Okay. And by the way, you can compare this hypothesis to hypothesis research versus null, and you will find out there's only this highlighted area that are different. Okay. Make sure you understand the differences.